What is up, everybody? Spaz here. Welcome to my channel. Just wanted to do a quick video with you guys, or a playthrough of... Whoops, I selected the wrong weapon. Just wanted to do a game where I talk to you guys and just kind of tell you about my gaming background, just some of the things about my background, so you get to know me a little bit better. So we're going to be playing a round of close quarters here on Battlefield 3. And if I pause or become lost in my train of thoughts, it's only because multitasking in this fast-paced gameplay is pretty difficult. So as far as PC gaming is concerned, I really started playing computer games in, I believe it was 1998 with Delta Force. My brother had a really good friend who was really into video games, and he showed my brother and I PC games through Delta Force. So that's when I really started playing, and I started playing competitively. Granted, I was very young when all this was happening. I started playing competitively in Delta Force Land Warrior, which was the third Delta Force, I believe, if I remember correctly. And I started to play competitively in, I can't remember which league it was. It might have been TWL. I can't remember at the time. All the leagues have kind of changed over the last few years. But I played competitively in that, and then from there I transferred into Counter-Strike. Now, I played Counter-Strike a lot, but I was in school at the time, so I really couldn't dedicate too much time playing competitively, because if any of you have played CS on a competitive level, it takes a lot of dedication and time. So I played a lot of CS, and then from there I stumbled upon Battlefield 1942, which to this day is still my favorite game of all times. Wow, great hit detection there. I played competitively in 1942. I played on a couple different Cal teams, and we actually won one of the years. But my main role, and actually my only role in 1942, was to be a pilot. So I spent, I can't tell you how many hours, and watch my grades suffer as a result of this. I played hours upon hours of 1942. And we were very successful, and I actually played in a couple local LANs. It was probably one of the funnest gaming experiences I've had to date as far as competition and gaming is concerned. Then from there, I obviously, good lord, I'm off today. I went to Battlefield 2, played a little bit of Battlefield 2, played some TF2, a lot of TF2 actually. A lot of people probably would hate me for how I played TF2. I was kind of a spy whore, to be honest, but I loved that game. Then from there, well actually prior to that, I started playing Call of Duty, the first Call of Duty. And I ran a TWL clan for, what is this guy doing? For Call of Duty, and I believe Call of Duty 2? I can't remember. I ran a few different leagues, and I loved Call of Duty, honestly. I thought it was a great game, and I did think it was a great game up until about Modern Warfare 2, when I really got fed up with the direction that game started to take. There was a lot of ported in console stuff that I wasn't a fan of. There's a guy up here. He's trying to knife me. So since then I've played a lot of just different games. I was in business, I was working for a long time there, so I didn't play video games that competitively, but I played, basically what happened is I had a job, so I couldn't really set aside enough time to play video games seriously anymore. So I would play things such as, obviously Battlefield 3, played a lot of that, different single player games, a few RTS games just to pass the time, a lot of Total War. And this last winter I really got into Borderlands 2, played way too much of that game. How's that guy not dead? And then now I'm here and I started my channel, so that's kind of a quick background on my gaming experience. And as far as what direction I want to take, I want to continue making YouTube videos. I want to potentially do this as a full-time deal and just, you know, inform people but also entertain people, because video games really are my passion. They have been since I was a kid. I will be covering a ton of Battlefield 4, as I keep telling you guys. You don't want to cap... Oh my god. I keep telling people I will be covering a lot of 1940 or Battlefield 4, excuse me. And I want to do a lot with it. I want to be one of the guys that everybody looks towards for information concerning the game, and I also want to be fun and entertaining. I've played the Battlefield series long enough and in depth enough, and I would even say competitively enough to make fair judgments on the game, recommendations. So that's where I want to go. With Battlefield 3, I still kind of had a vehicle focus while playing. So I think with... I gotta get closer for this guy. With Battlefield 4, obviously I will cover everything related to infantry, but I will also give you guys some in-depth videos on how to use vehicles, how to fly helicopters, how to fly planes. So I want to be that go-to guy for information on Battlefield 4. Let's see if there's anything else I could tell you about myself. Growing up, outside of video games, that's an RPG, I actually played competitive golf. Kind of nerdy, kind of dorky, but I do love the sport. I think it's one of the best sports in the world, just because it taught me so much about me, so much about discipline. Etiquette is huge. It just taught me a lot. So I will always have a place in my heart and in my schedule to play a little bit of golf. I attempted to pursue it professionally, but I did not have the mind for it. I think there are a select few people that do have the mind for the game on a professional level, and I've been able to see a lot of professionals firsthand. I actually have a few friends who are very good and play professionally, and I caddied a lot in my childhood and had opportunities to meet several professionals on the PGA Tour through different caddying opportunities. So it's been really cool having this mix of video games, but also doing something else in my life that was really unique and its own thing. So I know you guys will probably give me a lot of grief. A lot of people do about golf. A lot of people for some reason have this distaste towards golf, but you know, it was great for me. I loved it. I still love golf, so I'm sure in the future I'll do some golf related stuff. Maybe not on my YouTube channel, but who knows. Let's see, other things you would like to know about me. I'm not going to tell you my specific age. I'd like to keep that a little private for personal reasons. I don't like the whole giving out an age thing. I never ask anybody for their age or what their age is, because I think age is just a number, and if you handle yourself correctly and maturely, then age isn't really relevant to me. But I knew that was there. I can't believe I didn't stop. But I have, outside of starting doing this stuff, like I said, I caddied pretty much full-time for a few years after school, after college. And I've also worked with my family. My family owned a business for a few years, and I was in charge of the marketing and business development for the company. Unfortunately, my family did have to shut their business down, but I learned a lot as far as just real life stuff while working for my family. It was a great experience. Unfortunate to see the business close, but it was a great learning experience for everybody, and I think it pulled our family a little bit closer when we did start a company. From that job, I sold insurance for quite some time and slowly learned that that was something I didn't want to do. I'm good at sales, always have been, but I didn't like grinding over quotas, and I also spent a substantial amount of time doing customer service in which I dealt with people's complaints regarding their insurance. And granted, there are a lot of substantial complaints in insurance. It was very difficult to keep my mind into that area, so I didn't pursue that any further. Other things you'd like to know about me. Sorry if I'm rambling, or if some of this isn't making sense, or if I sound like a complete tard. It's hard to do these things at the same time. Let's see, what else would you like to know about me? I am a single adult. I do not have a girlfriend. I've had several girlfriends. Well, I wouldn't say several. I would say I've had a couple serious relationships. Unfortunately, they've never turned out too well. What else about me? What do I do in my free time? Actually, I play video games mostly all the time now. If I'm not playing a video game, I'm usually relaxing or perhaps watching TV. I've been meaning to get back into working out. I used to have a big passion for working out, and I've since then gotten lazy, but I do want to get back into that for sure. I do. When I do go to the gym, I'm more of a lifting type person. I'm not a fan of cardio. I'm not a fan of CrossFit. I probably would have been a fan of CrossFit if I kind of started it without any knowledge about it to begin with, but having worked out with various personal trainers, doing various researching on my own, I dislike CrossFit actually more than I haven't been able to get into it. I don't like CrossFit for several different reasons. One, if you guys even care, the biggest reason is the lack of instruction when you go to a CrossFit class. Now, I know that's a big generalization, but from what I've seen firsthand and from what my friends have told me, there is a lot of things that go on that make people prone to really bad injuries through various exercises that they do. What else about me? What else do I do? What else would you guys want to know? If I'm forgetting anything, if you have anything in general you would like to know about me, put it in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to ask or answer you guys or tell you more. I'm trying to keep a level of privacy, but also I want to get to know you guys. I want you guys to be able to say you somewhat know me. I don't want to be some random person that you watch their YouTube videos. I was behind a wall and I still got shot. Music-wise, so I have a pretty interesting music background. Not that I did anything music like as a hobby or anything. I don't play any instruments, never learned how to play any instruments. I wish I knew how to play guitar. But what's interesting is I grew up listening to several different types of music. I listened to anything, well, so growing up I listened to Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, all the old great vocalists, but I was also exposed to things like Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix and Pink Floyd. And my parents weren't exactly big fans of hip-hop and R&B or things like that, so I kind of exposed myself. Oh man, not expose myself, I don't want to expose myself to anybody, but I kind of reached out and found that type of music on my own, much like I've found dubstep on my own. But if at any given time it depends on what I'm really doing. The majority of the time I'm listening to classic rock, a lot of Led Zeppelin, a lot of Pink Floyd, Hendrix. I love Creedence as well. And if I'm working out or something, I like to listen to heavy metal when I work out. I'm a big fan. Well, I was a big fan of Five Finger Death Punch. I thought some of their stuff was great, especially for working out, but they seem to have become a lot more commercialized, so I'm not too thrilled with the changes in that band. But, oh wow, that was bad aiming. Other than that, music, movies, I'm not a fan of horror movies, to be honest. I dislike horror movies. I don't find them entertaining. I guess you could say I get scared. It's not necessarily scared, it's just I don't find it entertaining to be jump scared with frequency. That's not fun to me. It's the same reason I dislike scary video games. My friends keep asking me or telling me that I should play scary video games, kind of like PewDiePie and all those guys, but it's not something I enjoy doing, so I don't want you guys to watch me do something that I'm not enjoying doing. How can I make you enjoy watching what I'm doing if I'm not enjoying, actually playing the game? Wow. What the hell? Okay. So for movies I usually watch, I like movies that really engage my mind. Things that make me think. I'm a big fan of Inception. I love the first Matrix. But I also like, some of the cult classics. I'm a huge fan of The Big Lebowski. I think that's probably top 5 favorite movies of mine. And I think you all know I like Dick Tracy. I think I've told you that. That was a great movie. I was obsessed with that movie as a kid. There's somebody in here. Ah, he's laying down. Let's see, what's my favorite movie of all time? I usually, when people ask me that, I can't even give them a top 5. I have so many. And they're so different, right? That I can't just say, oh, this is my favorite, absolute favorite, no question about it. What else? What else would you guys like to know about me? Holy crap. How many shots can that guy take? Who's that? What is something, whoa, related to video games? I own consoles. I own a PS3 and a 360. I don't play them that much anymore. Honestly, the only things that I generally play on a console are more of the sports games, racing games as well. But I leave all the first-person shooter stuff to PCs. I think that you can play so much better and have so much more fun playing first-person shooters on PCs. So that's what I've always done and will more than likely continue to do. I've tried to play consoles, and I am just god-awful at them, to be honest. Let's see if we can turn on beast mode here. And how's that guy not dead? Let's see if we can get to 200 kills here. Or not. We gotta get 23 kills, 95 tickets left. Let's see if we can do something here. Having a decent round. Playing on hardcore, I prefer playing, the team deathmatch style maps on hardcore because the hit detection in this game is bad enough as is that I dislike having to throw, you know, tons of ammo at somebody for a simple kill. But I have no preference, you know, if somebody, oh my god. If somebody were to say, hey, let's play, you know, some team deathmatch on normal, sure, why not? I'm up for it, but especially when I'm recording it, I think I prefer hardcore just because sometimes you're going to get a little video lag while you're recording. So hardcore I usually play a little bit better and have better hit detection or hit registration. That's not an example of it right there, but what else would you guys like to know about me? It's hard to tell how tall I am. I am 6'1". Some of my friends say that I'm 6'3", and it's only because they're under 6 foot and they want to be taller. I don't know if you guys have friends like that. If you're an average height person and your friends think you're taller, just so they can say that they're 6 feet tall. So yeah, I'm 6'1". It's never really this height. I'm actually, my brother and I are significantly taller than my dad. But it seems like, where did that come from? It seems like that is a generational thing because my grandpa is, or was, very tall. And my dad, he's not short. I mean, he's about 5'10". But my brother and I are 6'1", so he always gives us shit for how tall we are. If you guys have anything else you'd like to know about me, put it in the comment section. I just wanted to play a little BF3 and give you a background on me personally. If you have any questions, let me know. Talk to you guys later. Okay.